Scott Disick's life has been filled with ups and downs, but no one could have expected the latest bombshell involving his son, Mason. Scott's relationship with Kourtney Kardashian has been complex over the years, filled with love, tension, and attempts to co-parent successfully. Despite their breakups and reconciliations, one thing that remained constant was their shared love for their children. So, when news broke that substances had been found in Mason Disick's car, it sent shockwaves through the family and their fans. The details of the incident were hard to believe. Mason, still a teenager, had been pulled over during a routine traffic stop. Authorities reported that during the inspection, they found an unknown substance in the vehicle. The discovery led to questions about how this could happen and what it meant for Mason's future. For Scott, the news was overwhelming. He was heartbroken, caught between worry for his son and a deep sense of guilt. Scott has had his own struggles with substance abuse in the past, and this incident seemed to bring all of those difficult memories rushing back. Friends and family were quick to offer their support, but Scott couldn't shake the feeling that he had somehow failed Mason. He has worked hard to turn his life around, especially in recent years, focusing on being present for his kids and putting his past behind him. To hear that Mason might be heading down a similar path was devastating. Those who know Scott best describe him as a father who would do anything for his children, so this news hit him particularly hard. As he tried to process the situation, Scott reportedly broke down, openly grappling with a mix of emotions. He was torn between protecting Mason and confronting the harsh reality that his son might be in trouble. The pressure only intensified as the media caught wind of the story. Headlines speculated about Mason's actions, and rumors quickly spread. Scott was forced to face the fact that his son's name, like his own, was now caught up in scandal. Scott's relationship with Mason has always been special. As the firstborn, Mason holds a unique place in his father's heart. Scott has been vocal about wanting to be a role model for his son, often sharing moments of their time together on social media, whether they were bonding over sports cars, vacations, or just hanging out as a father and son. To see his son in trouble like this was painful, and Scott struggled to understand where things might have gone wrong. People close to the family shared that Scott felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility. While he had made mistakes in the past, he hoped to shield his children from those experiences, wanting them to learn from his journey rather than repeat it. Now, with Mason caught up in a situation involving illegal substances, Scott was left questioning everything. Could he have done more to guide Mason? Did his own past struggles somehow influence his son's choices? These were questions without easy answers, and they weighed heavily on Scott's mind. The Kardashian-Jenner family, always under the watchful eye of the public, tried to manage the situation as quietly as possible. Kourtney, though deeply upset, was more focused on Mason's well-being than anything else. She and Scott have worked hard to provide a stable environment for their kids, despite their own differences. But this incident put their parenting into question, both by the public and, perhaps, even by themselves. Kourtney was seen visiting Scott soon after the news broke, and sources close to the family say they had a long conversation about what to do next. Their priority was clear. They needed to support Mason and help him understand the seriousness of the situation. As Scott tried to make sense of what was happening, he found himself thinking about his own journey through addiction and recovery. He's been candid about his struggles, sharing them with the public as part of his healing process. But now, faced with the reality that his own child might be dealing with similar issues, Scott's perspective shifted. He realized that talking about his past was one thing, but guiding Mason through this would require a different level of commitment. Scott's breakdown wasn't just about the fear of history repeating itself. It was about wanting to protect his son from experiencing the same pain and challenges he had faced. Reports from friends say Scott became determined to get to the bottom of how this happened. He wanted to understand if Mason was experimenting, if he was hanging out with the wrong crowd, or if there was something deeper going on. Scott's reaction wasn't just about discipline. It was about love and the fear of losing his son to a path he knew too well. He vowed to be there for Mason no matter what, hoping to be the support his son needed to make better choices. Meanwhile, the media frenzy continued, and Scott's past was dredged up again as people tried to draw parallels between father and son. Some articles speculated that Mason's actions were influenced by Scott's history, while others argued that growing up in the Kardashian-Jenner spotlight was a unique pressure that few could handle. Scott felt the weight of these accusations, aware that his life choices were now being used to explain Mason's actions. Despite the pressure, Scott knew he had to stay strong. He wanted to show Mason that no matter how difficult things got, he would be there to support him. The experience brought Scott and Kourtney closer as they worked together to address the situation, setting aside their differences to focus on what truly mattered: their son. The couple agreed to put Mason's well-being first, even if it meant making tough decisions. They considered counseling and therapy, hoping that an outside perspective could help Mason process his choices and understand the potential consequences. As time went on, Scott became more open about his own journey, using his story to guide Mason. He shared moments from his past, not to glorify his mistakes, but to show his son that it was possible to overcome challenges. Scott's vulnerability was a reminder that even in difficult times, there was hope for change and growth. He wanted Mason to know that he wasn't alone and that, no matter what, he had a family who loved him. The situation remains a challenging one for Scott and his family. But Scott's commitment to Mason's recovery has been unwavering. He's focused on giving his son the support he needs, hoping to help him navigate this difficult chapter and emerge stronger on the other side. For Scott, this experience has been a reminder of the importance of family, love, and the journey of redemption. While he can't change the past, he's determined to shape a better future for Mason. As they move forward, Scott's hope is that his story, and now Mason's, can serve as a reminder to others that even in the darkest moments, there's a path forward. He's ready to face whatever comes next, knowing that his love for his son is stronger than any challenge they might face. And while the future is uncertain, Scott's resilience is a testament to the strength of a father's love and the lengths he'll go to protect his family.